Now, the guy we're talking about today's video, Matt Judon, is one of the best free agent defensive ends this offseason. Matt Judon is a guy who came up around the beginning of the season. I believe maybe it was during the middle of the season. I think it was right before the season started, though. Matthew Judon came as a trade option from the Patriots. He wanted a trade. I think the Patriots granted his trade. And I was all on for Brad Holmes to make this move because we didn't have Zadarius Smith at the time. We didn't have Quaden Muhammad at the time. Our pass rush still sucked at the time. It was still horrible. So I was shooting for Brad Holmes to get Matthew Judon. We didn't get him. I forget what the Falcons traded to get Judon. I think it was a 4th or a 3rd round pick. I would have done that still this past season, even though he had a down year this past season, Matt Judon. I still would have traded that. But he's now a free agent this past year. Did have an underwhelming year for the Falcons. He had 5.5 sacks this past season, 1 pick. Former 5th round pick. Now, Matt Judon, just a couple of seasons ago, was one of the best defensive ends in the NFL. The guy's extremely old, 32 years old, will be turning 33 when the season starts. Good size, 6'3", 275. That's actually a phenomenal size for a defensive end. Just 2 seasons ago, he had 15.5 sacks. Very good throughout his career. First year, again, keep in mind, former 5th round pick. First year with the Ravens, 14 games, 4 sacks, 1 fumble recovery. 2017, by the way, 2 passes defense. 2017, 16 games, 8 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, a fumble recovery, 3 passes deflected. Is this just me, or starting off his career, he looks a lot like James Houston? 2018, 16 games played, 7 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 3 passes deflected. 2019, 16 games, 9.5 sacks, 4 forced fumbles. 2020, 14 games, 6 sacks, 2 passes deflected. 2021, went to the Patriots. I forget if that was a trade or not. I think it was just a signing. Played every game, 12.5 sacks, a fumble recovery, 1 pass deflected. 2022, played every single game again. This is by far his best career season. Like I said, 15.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles and a fumble recovery, and 3 passes deflected. 2023, got hurt 4 games into the season, but started off phenomenal. Played only 4 games, had 13 tackles, and 4 sacks. Was off to a phenomenal start, almost a Hutchinson type start. And then he got traded to the Falcons right before the season started. Played every single game, 5.5 sacks, 1 pick, and 5 passes deflected. So, Matt Judon, I don't really know I don't think he's that great anymore. I think the injury really affected him this past season. But if he's only going to cost, like, kind of what Davenport cost last offseason, definitely take a shot worth looking at, for sure. Because Matt Judon, like I said, just 2 seasons ago, was one of the best defensive ends in football. So, if he's only going to cost, like, kind of what Davenport cost this past offseason, 6.5 when we signed him, I'd definitely take a shot. I really would. I'd sign him for that. Again, he's old. He's just going to be a 1-year rental probably. But to go on his Super Bowl run, and for real this time, because I'm not playing. This is our year. I don't know about next year, man. But I can't believe I keep saying this is our year. But this is our last year, in my opinion, that we have a legitimate shot. 2026, we have so many talented free agents, and we're going to have the least amount of cap. My power just went out, apparently. We're going to have the least amount of cap room that we've had of any season. So I don't know about next offseason, but this offseason, Matt Judon, I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened. I'm so confused down here. Did it go darker on the screen? I'm thinking it did. But his market value, there's so many guys. I mean, look at this list. Look how many market values there are compared to last year. There was like 5 market values last year. There's like 20 this year. Am I missing him? I literally don't see him. I gotta figure out this before I make the videos, because this just literally extends the video by about 2 minutes. Every time. Matt Judon, where's he at? I literally don't see him. He's gotta be making like... Okay, apparently... Oh, that's why. They have him listed as an outside linebacker. I don't know why. Apparently nothing's working. I don't know why they have him listed as an outside linebacker. Matt Judon. Wow, yes. If I'm if I'm Brad Holmes, you got to sign him here. $4.2 million, 2 years, $8.4 million is his projected deal. I don't know about 2 year deal, but if he's willing to take a 1 year, $4.2 million deal, absolutely. We signed Marcus Davenport to a 1 year, $6.5 million deal with up to $10 million in incentives. You have to sign him. I don't know what's going on. Everything is not working right now. My computer just went dark too. What's going on? But Brad Holmes, you have to make this happen. If Matt Judon is going to go for this type of deal, you got to make this happen. If I'm Brad Holmes, one pride go Lions. When we do this deal, if you don't, I think you're a little bit crazy. I'm not going to lie. One pride go Lions. Another one of the top defensive ends. Officially, we've covered already.